Hello everyone, my name is CantDoGames and welcome back to the weird news. Today NASA have actually confirmed that time travel is actually possible, but not in the way you think, so calm down all you space nerds. And also coming up today as well, man convinced he was on the Truman show, explains the signs and what made him think that it was all fake. Now, could you imagine that just randomly out of nowhere someone doing that?
Are you thirsty? Why not try some Dr. Pepper? It's always good and it's got lots of sugar in it.
Yeah, alright, funny. Anyways, let's get on with this video, shall we? NASA explains how time travel actually is possible. Okay, what you should do really here is, with this title, is don't actually believe the word actually. Probably put could, because yes, time travel forward is possible, but not backwards. Going forward is time travel because all you do is you speed up to the speed of light, and of course time around you dilates. That's what time travel is. So basically, if you are in a galaxy like 100,000 light years away or whatever, you will experience time differently compared to us on Earth.
11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Come on, it's fun. If you think about it, it's time traveling.
But let's see what NASA have to say, and it's supposed to do with a football thing with a time traveller. From TikTok videos to sci-fi movies, there are all sorts of stories of time travel out there, but NASA has explained how the practice is actually possible. Earlier this week, a so-called time traveller claimed to know the results of 2022 World Cup, which is currently only in the early stages in Qatar. Yeah. I'm a time traveller, it says. Brazil just beat France in 2022. Yeah, that's all the video was. It was just that. Nothing else, just that. They shared a video alleging Brazil will beat France to become the winners, though obviously they can only know this for sure if they really were from the future. Naturally then, this raised a few eyebrows, given that the rest of us are apparently living a couple of weeks behind them. However, NASA has explained that actually we all time travel. Yeah, in a sense we do, but it's not what people think. Although we are all time traveling at approximately the same speed, 1 second per second, the space agency has described that science says that the type of time travel seen in movies or science fiction books could be real. Scientists have done experiments to show that the faster you travel, the slower you experience time. As I said, time dilation. This was proven by one experiment which looked at two clocks, one which stayed on Earth and another that flew in an aeroplane. After the plane flew around the world, scientists compared the clocks and found that one on the fast-moving plane was slightly behind the clock on the ground, meaning it was traveling slightly slower in time than 1 second per second. NASA concluded, yes, time travel is indeed a real thing, but it's not quite what you've probably seen in the movies. Under certain conditions, it is possible to experience time passing in a different rate than 1 second per second, and there are important reasons why we need to understand this real-world form of time travel. So while it's not entirely unreasonable for someone who's just hopped off a plane to claim they time travelled, we're not at the point where we can hop forward a weeks at the time. No matter what, the World Cup time travelling might want us to believe. Yeah. The TikTok received mixed responses after sharing the claims alongside alleged footage of Brazil win, with one viewer appearing convinced at a response, "Why does it look so real?" It didn't to me. However, another pointed out that they'd just seen another time traveller claiming Portugal and Mexico were going to be in the finals, so it seems like people are really just taking a stab in the dark. In reality, the only way you're going to find out who is in the finals is by watching it at the moment of time. Yeah. But yeah, time travel isn't really what you think. But yeah, if you go out of the Earth, if you go into the outer rim, of course, of the Earth and all that, the clock will be slower. It will be slower than it is on Earth because Earth is spinning at a certain rate. That's what makes us, and of course we feel the time dilation of that there because we associate the time with, of course, with our sun and our prediction of where we are and all that, but stuff like that. So if we move away from our own sun and we go to a different planet that has a different gravity pull and different speed, and longer days, the time dilation will be utterly different. It's like the movie Interstellar when they go to the planet, and it's like a week or something on that planet was like 50 years or something on Earth, because you're that far away from that other galaxy, and it's the time, space time is stretched because of the black hole as well. But yeah, that's what it is. You can't travel back. We never can. But forward, yes. But the thing is, you the traveller, won't age, but everyone around you will still. Like all your friends on Earth now, they will still. You'll come back, still looking your same age as you are, but they've aged like 20 years. You know, that's what time travel is, basically. So they need to change the title of that one to Could Be Possible, because we can't actually go faster than the speed of light to actually theoretically do it properly. You can get a few seconds in time, but that's it. I don't think that's going to make you win any lottery tickets. Man convinced he was on the Truman Show explains the signs he saw that made him think that.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, some guy actually thought he was on the Truman Show. Well, that just goes from my head. It's like, okay, I've watched the Truman Show, and I've had the idea of like maybe if that was true, like Big Brother type of thing, but no, yeah, it's kind maybe. I don't really think so. It's like I think it's sort of like if there was a big god or something, he is like a gamer, and we're all sim characters. It's just a really bad game of Sims, this world. I can't believe this though. This guy actually believed he was on the Truman, like, on something like the Truman Show. Like what what type of drugs were you on? Let's find out. A man who thought he was living in his own version of the Truman Show has explained the signs that convinced him of his delusion. Johnny Benjamin knew he was different as a child prior to his schizophrenia diagnosed, partly because he convinced his life was a replica of the Jim Carrey in its classic 90s films. Jesus. That must really messed up your life. Or something like that.
Yeah, I went to the cinema, I was 10, so the Truman Show with Jim Carrey had just come out. It was big. I remember it was big. Everyone was talking about it. And I went with my best friend, and we saw it. And that film had such an impact on me, and my best friend. And when we came out of the cinema, my best friend said to me, "Wow, like you never know, but like you could be on your own version of."
I hate it when it happens. That just goes to the head. It's like with the Matrix, and some people actually believe the Matrix is real. Like, we could actually be in the Matrix right now. It's like, oh, shut up. All right, okay.
The Truman Show. And then it was just like, oh my God. Like,
oh, realization.
Yeah, I could be. And this like is quite difficult for me to say, but I kind of want to be. I felt completely like... you know, especially starting secondary school, as I said, I didn't fit in. I felt like a complete loner, complete outsider. And so the thought of me being on this TV show and like people watching me and people liking me, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe. And then it's amazing how you can convince yourself. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know?
You can convince your mind sometimes to imagine the most strangest of things, and you could think it's real. With me, my schizophrenia is Parks, my ADHD, and autism. I sort of have these moments when I was little, not anymore. I might still have a fantasy here and there, but I don't take it to the extreme, you know? So, yeah.
Things are happening that aren't happening. So, it didn't help that my best friend
was being an asshole.
Because he knew that it was there in my head, and he would do things.
Little fucker.
I'm sure he didn't mean to, like, you know, do these things. But he would do things like, you know, in the Truman Show, in the film, you know, they'll like hold things up to the camera, like
sponsorship.
Yeah, product placement, and like, oh, this cup of coffee is the best coffee I've ever had. And like, my best friend would do that, you know, be like, oh, this
fucking asshole.
And so, part of me was like,
okay,
is this
real?
Is this real? You know, is you know, what is this?
So for him, he's doing it as a kind of joke to tease you a little.
Yeah.
But not realising that for you, you're sort of looking at that and going, oh my God, it's proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, like every sign that I could like
overthink,
grab to make me believe that I was in this show, I would. So like, you know, things like which this is quite far fetched, but like, you know, sometimes I'd have a song playing in my head. And then I'd get in the car and on the way to school, that song was the first song that came onto the radio. And so I'd be like, oh my God, they're in my head. They know that was the song. And so they put that song on the radio and everything revolves around me. Or, you know, and this happened, well, sometimes happens today. You know, I'm thinking of someone in my head, and they're there, like on the street. Or back in school, in the playground, that was the person I was thinking of. They're there, they're in my head. They're like, everything is like, because in the Truman Show, in the film, like the cameras are obviously all around, and I'd be like, you know, looking around my room, and I'd be like, well, that's a camera. Like my light bulb in my ceiling light, that's a camera. And
this happens when a child's life takes over your world. It is that is scary to feel like you're always being watched, and everything is planned out for you. I like things to be more random and just out of the blue type of thing, you know. But I can see where he came from with like the fantasy took over. Fuck. It must have really damaged. He must have grown out of it, hopefully. But jeez, it's a good movie. And Jim Carrey plays a great. He is very strange. He's a strange person, but he's an amazing actor.
Don't understand.
Mr. Reed, do we have a settlement?
No! No, Your Honor.
While he internally enjoyed the fiction he created, it eventually started to grate. He said, in the Truman Show, everyone loves Jim Carrey, right? Everyone loves him, and so I wanted that. At first, it was great, but they're slowly oblivious. As I got older, I needed more privacy. I was like, I don't want these cameras anymore. Oh yeah, of course you're going to be like that. But could you imagine, like, you know, just being there and just people watching you constantly 24/7? That you'd fuck. I don't know. That's why I would never like the idea of Big Brother. I know there's gonna be a camera there watching me while I'm having a shit, and I'm gonna just get up and just shirt my ass crack and go fuck you. That's why I don't think I'll be allowed in the Matrix either, because I'll just ruin everything. I wouldn't be a good background character. Really wouldn't. I'd just get bored. Being in the background, just acting like a normal, civilian, and I'll just end up just doing something out of character because I'm bored. I would not be that good. Fucking hell, it's creepy like that. I mean, if you had any ideas or thoughts of that when you were little, and if ever gone like that far to even like to his adulthood, jeez. Don't really need to read any more of the article because it's all in the video. If you want to watch the video full for yourself, you can, of course. But yeah, ooh, no. Alright guys, that was today's weird news. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like to support the channel and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications, of course. I've just hit over 5,000 subscribers. I didn't realise it's been going up quite fast lately, and I'm a bit like, why? I'm just an idiot, but thank you so much for subscribing. It encourages me to bring out more videos for you. Try to improve on what I can. Sometimes I have bad videos, sometimes I have good videos. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, of course, and I'll see you tomorrow for, I believe, the final part of Sonic Frontier. Think. Ciao.